Hey all, we are at Michigan in the trucks. Yeah, Michigan's a track I actually struggle at. Gearing has a lot to do with it. But like Indy, the video before this, the Xfinity series, I'm not slow. I'm just not fast enough like to take the lead and just keep the lead the whole run.
Are you ready now?
So here we are, a couple laps to go, and I decide to pit because I know I won't be able to win, and this is my only shot, but I'm back in 15th. Well, I guess 15th is better than 20th. But you see with the AI, they're very predictable. And I can sneak up on the inside down into turn one. Now the key, as I've mentioned before in some of my other videos, and this is an extreme thing, is to just be able to keep your foot in the gas as much as possible. Look, I get a huge draft there, I get a huge run. And my goal here is to get up and against Dipple there in the 2 truck, the 02. But I can't quite make it. But I'm like, I got one more lap. And this is one of the beauties of a 2 or 2.5 mile track, is you got a lot of time with these long straightaways. I'm not side drafting. I'm trying to get a whiff off Chastain to help do this and get up next to him into one, but I can't do it because I'm too tight in, especially on new tires. But it's just me and him. See, there's a gap, so I'm like, okay, here we go. And I go wide because I don't want him to get a draft off me or side draft me, or it's just something I do. And he wasn't going high. I thought he was going high, so I got into him, and it really upset my truck, and now I'm in trouble. We're side by side. I know he's probably faster than me, and I'm like, no, it's my race. Now, how you hit the guy like that so he doesn't just go sideways and you don't wreck him is a little bit of an art. You kind of like, if you got a nose on him like I did, you kind of like want to come down into him, so you're almost like hitting him in the nose, kind of thing. The front right headlight, as it were. To slow him down. This is, I forget who it was. I think it was Carl Edwards at Phoenix one year, a couple of years ago when he was still racing. And he got into a match, I forget who it was, and he was bumping him down the front stretch. And afterwards he said, I didn't bump him right. I bumped him square where I really needed the first time to bump him when I got a little out ahead of him to slow him down. So I would ensure that I was the one that crossed the finish line first. Well, it's the same concept here, and it's a win. It's the last lap, and I'm like, 15th, the first, in 2 laps. Screw it, I can do it, kind of thing. But it would have been better if I could have passed them, out of turn 2 like I really wanted to. But even with two things that didn't go right, not getting up to Tyler Dipple, and having a, basically draft down on him, and getting the opportunity to get next to Chastain and pass him out of 2 and not being able to do it. I was still able to keep in it and make it happen, kind of thing. So that's how you do that. But you need a big track, You don't think you can do stuff like that at a small track. Small track, you can need more laps. And the only reason I was able to do it is because they had like 25 laps on their tires and I had fresh tires. And the difference in how fast I was to compare to how slow they had gotten on worn tires is what made that possible. In addition to getting lucky and having holes to take advantage of to be able to accomplish that. Yeah, so I finished second in the first stage, and I know I got out front afterwards, but I couldn't stay out front. But I was up front, it's like the same lap, so I got back in front, and then I didn't wreck or anything, but there was probably a caution where I was falling back, so I pitted. I altered my tire strategy, and I should be up. I'm back there. I'm like 7th or something, and that's better than 25th. See, I took the lead again. I keep dropping back because my setup doesn't last. it falls off more than the other guys. And to be honest with you, I think here part of it was my gearing and my approach. It took me a while to figure out Michigan in Heat 3, but once I did, I was dominant. Heat 4 is a whole different kind of thing. There's so many things that they got better, but it means that like every part of your setup is just different, and how it reacts is more realistic but different, you know, than what you're used to. Not that they didn't have a good representation, but it was more of kind of assuming what it did instead of kind of punching in mathematically exactly what it did do, because that's how simulations work. It's literally millions of calculations. Like if any of you guys out there fly, do sim flying, like FSX or flight or whatever, those simulations are so big when you download them or load them onto your computer, because they do calculations of every particle of air and how they interact with one another and how they interact with your plane in order to get you a realistic flying experience. Yeah, it's insane. But with computing the way it is today and being able to do millions of calculations at once, kind of, but super fast, almost at once, kind of thing, then, it made those things possible. But that's the kind of work that goes into it. Now, when it comes to drafting, I don't think they do as detailed a simulation, because that's but they might take some data of wind tunnels and some other data and extrapolate mathematically. So it might not be 100%, but it might be 95% of the way it works in real life, kind of thing, which is still pretty damn cool. So managed to pull out a win I shouldn't have had. I got a ton of wins on the season, and I made the playoffs. I guess that was the last race before the playoffs, but I knew that with 8 wins already. But you want to get better. I don't want to win like this. I want to win, like I win at Daytona and Talladega, by having the best car and having the best strategy. And I've been a couple of races where I had things happen. It's not always a guarantee. You still got to get lucky. The brakes have to fall your way, kind of thing. But there's a lot you can do, a lot of decisions you can make early that can help you, make that win more possible, or easier a little bit, as it were. And then sometimes, fate comes in and just, throws you out the window, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you just got to roll with it. But you know what? A top 5 is good, and a top 10 is good, and if you were going to be 25th and a top 15 is all you can manage, well, that's still good too. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, comment, question, subscribe. Thank you so much, and you all keep on rolling.